Welcome to Maker Conversations. I'm your host, Tiff Marchand from NIGHTCARVER Designs. And today on the show, I have Alma from Pink Soul Studios. I've always really admired Alma for just being her, being out there, being funny, and just doing her thing. And I love all the art she has in her workshop. It really shows off her personality. So I was really looking forward to meeting her at Workbench Con, which was awesome, but short-lived. As we know, we're always bouncing around from here to there. So I was super excited to get an hour with her, and I asked my bestie Marylou to come join us and hang out because I know those two are super close as well, and I thought it'd be kind of perfect. So I hope you enjoy all of us just hanging out, goofing around, and having a nice conversation. A huge thank you to the sponsor, Sabretooth. I love you, and you're amazing. That's just my love letter to Sabretooth. Anyways, you can save 10% with NIGHTCARVER10 in all caps. So go check them out. You really will not be disappointed, especially you scroll saw artists. I don't think enough people give it a whirl with a little bit more intense bits and burrs. Check them out. You'll be pleasantly surprised with how much you'll get done and how fast it'll happen. All right, I'm done selling you burrs. Enjoy the episode.
What's going on? You guys hot? Is it hot over there? Wherever you guys are? Where are you guys?
I have the air going. I'm in Mass.
I have the AC blasting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like 91 degrees out. I'm in Orange County, California.
Okay. Mine is not working right now. It's just blowing like fan air, you know, like hot air.
Hot air.
That's miserable. So by the end of the podcast, your hair will just get, a little drippy.
It'll get even curlier, maybe. I don't know.
Is it humid there?
Oh God, yeah. It's like forever humid here. It's pretty humid in Chicago in general. Today it's not too bad.
Yeah.
I think it's only like. Oh, go ahead.
The one time I went there, it was like in October, and it was freezing.
Oh, really?
Like I was.
She's from California. They think freezing is different,
I mean,
you know.
We're like hotter than most of California right now. Like it's pretty hot. Like today it was 83, 90s,
Slip it right in. She tried to ignore it.
90s,
You got the delayed blush. We really just had you on here so we could just flirt with you. I hope that's okay.
I mean, yeah, let's go. There's nobody else here to flirt with me.
Well, I'm glad we can help you out with that.
It's pretty empty here in this garage, so
How big's your space?
It's only a 2-car garage.
Only.
I mean, it's nice.
Just double the space I have.
I know. I always feel bad because I'm like, it's just a 2-car garage, but then I realize a lot of people only use single garage, so. But it's a big. I mean, I utilize everything in here, so it's nice.
How long ago did you take over your garage?
I've always had the garage. Yeah, like my wife knew from day one that she wasn't getting the garage. Like we went house hunting and all that, and I never cared about the house. I was like, I need to see the spaces that I can create in. Like, I don't care. It has to have this, and it has to have a great garage, and it has to have a basement. So we have one photo from like the first day when we got the keys where we parked in the garage, and my wife was totally like, well, I got to take a picture of that because I know that'll never happen again. And I was like, you're right.
You're right. So, enjoy this day. Go out to the car as many times as you want.
Yeah. But it's my job in the winter to like shovel and like dig out the cars and, which is fine. I don't mind that. So, it's good. Very lucky.
Oh, that's great. A lot of houses weren't built with 2-car garages back then. I'm in Massachusetts, all older houses, so that's a luxury.
Do you guys have basements out there?
Yeah, that's where I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, in the basement. Oh, yeah.
I hide in the basement pretty much all day.
Yeah. I know a lot of people that like they don't even have basements. And I'm like, what? I don't understand. Do you have a basement, Marylou?
No. I didn't even have
I think
one.
out west, right? Like they don't have a lot of basements.
Yeah, but I didn't even have one in North Carolina either.
No, huh?
Oh, wow.
A lot of the houses don't have them out there.
I mean, I don't even understand. Like, how do you hoard all your stuff?
Oh, girl, you find a way.
Find a way.
Where there is a will, there is a way.
That's
She's
true.
like, just
That's
don't
true.
go in the spare bedroom.
I know.
Every place I've ever lived, I have a hoarder room. It's just hoarder 2.0.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true. When I moved to Chicago in the city, I purposely got a 3-bedroom apartment by myself so that I could have a guest room and then my like hoarder, like maker room, you know, where I kept all my things. Because otherwise I didn't have anywhere then.
No. I always thought basements were like creepy though.
Not if you make them look nice.
Yeah, some of them are nice.
I don't think I've been in one that was nice.
Mine's a walkout. I think that's like a game changer.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a walkout too, but it's not. It's yeah. I mean, I guess what's your walkout like?
The door leading out to another little door. No, we
But
just.
Is it like you can see your yard and stuff?
Or? Oh yeah, like from my basement window, I have a beautiful view of the water. So all I got to do is stand up, and I get to look out and watch a bird land.
Oh, that's really cool. Mine's just like a door, and like it looks like a storm shelter. You know, like you got to lift the thing and go in.
I fortunately bought a house that had a finished basement already. It just was finished quite terribly. I just have been making it better and better each time. Like I just keep adjusting things.
Right on.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, that was a bonus. Like I've just been making it nicer. It was like roughly finished in the 80s or 70s. So
oh wow.
Yeah. I had the big old bar out of wood, and then like the super shiny shiplap, you know what I mean? Like they poly the hell out of it. Yeah. Oh yeah, super high gloss.
Was it knotty pine?
It was knotty pine.
My first house was all like in the master bedroom was all like knotty pine and like high gloss ceiling, everything.
Everything was that ugly orangey, you know, color.
Orange, amber, whatever.
Yep.
Terrible.
Yep. I still have the paneling up. I just sprayed it white.
Smart.
Yeah. Too much money to fix all that.
Yeah.
Then you open it up and you find more things that you have to fix, huh?
Girl. Right.
Just leave it shut.
Don't listen to Marylou. She knows all
triggered. Fucking triggered.
I didn't mean to trigger you.
That's all I've been doing is uncovering a mess.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus.
That little vanity makeover looked
so good, right?
Thank you. Yeah. That was fun.
Yeah.
She just casually does things. She's just like, I'm just waiting for supplies and I'm gonna get to work. Boom, done.
Yeah,
that was a quickie. I haven't
this little relaxing music.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I can just imagine her day is just so peaceful as she's gliding through it, you know. I mean, obviously there's coffee chugging and tea chugging throughout the day, but
for sure.
Her processes are all just like, I'm gonna slowly drip this in. Gonna go ahead and stir this. Maybe I'll steam my milk. Whatever else you're doing. Where mine's like, mom.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Same over here.
Right? Before I came down, I was playing a video game with the kids, and they're both sitting on me and just like, I mean, it's cute and all when they tell you, mommy, you're the best, I love you, and snuggle in your arm. But when it happens 15 times, you're like, cool, stop.
Like, I'm trying to play this game.
Yeah. Can't you see I'm trying to beat your ass in Mario Brothers? Let's go.
Right. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Are you competitive with them? Like when you play games?
Oh yeah,
like
if I'm gonna play, I'm
about
play.
to beat you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I should talk before the game even starts. Like, wow. You guys ready for this? You guys ready?
Yeah.
You gonna make it through? My husband's the same way though, because we were trying to teach him like, we're not just gonna let you win. Like, I hate those kids that freak out. Oh my god, I lost. No, it's like, you are gonna lose every night until you don't.
My kid freaks out when he loses, and we are not like, we do the same thing. So like for years, we make sure that we play as hard as him and go, but he just still doesn't get it. He hates losing, hates not like coming in like
it's hard for them to
not
process.
Being perfect, all of that, you know. We're like, oh, what do we do? Like everyone's like, oh, you can't let him win all the time. We're like, we don't let him win all the time. Like, we legit are not coddling him. He's spoiled, but we don't coddle him. One day he'll get it.
I made a little kid cry recently playing Mario Party, and I don't play games. I haven't played in forever, and I didn't even know what I was doing. Like I was just like click, 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 you know?
That's really all you have to do in it. Like it guides itself.
Yeah.
And I somehow took all his monies.
Oh my God.
And he lost it. Like he was just devastated and angry, and rightfully so, because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. So I was like, I don't blame you, kid. I'm gonna go now.
I'm gonna take my winnings.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
You have to be though. You can't let them win. Even if you don't know what you're doing and you just happen to win, you just gotta, you know, they have to deal. But like, how long have you been making for it? It seems like you're like me since like childhood type of thing.
Oh yeah, for as long as I can remember, I've been, you know, a maker, but I don't think I knew it as a maker.
Right.
I mean, I'm older than a lot of the people in the game right now. So, you know, back when I was in my 20s is when I really got into it. I bought my first house, and from then on, it was like I understood it as sort of building to like create my environment, you know, and in my house. So that's where I really like learned to DIY and learn to. But again, I don't think back then it was a DIY thing. Like this was like the 90s, you know, like I don't think it was a DIY thing.
There's a lot of TV shows back in the day, though. That was about
like what was it? Trading Spaces or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, that was like the big one. Maybe it wasn't the 90s. It was like late 90s, early 2000s. I think.
Yeah,
is when I got into it as far as that. Like, you know, but before that, like, you know, my whole life I've been an artist. Like I was living in Detroit, and I did all the art circuit there. So, you know, did a lot of shows in different galleries, and we built structures and things like that. So I think that's where it comes from. And then it slowly turned into like kind of refining it and figuring out exactly what I like doing, which is building out of wood and creating out of wood. So here we are.
When did you figure that out? A while ago or more recent?
Yeah, I think the woodworking thing was more recent, probably within the last, I mean, really when my son was born. He's 8. You know, and when we bought this house after we got married, everything my wife said she wanted, you know, it was like 2,000. Like, I want this bed, it's 2,000. I'm like, I can make that. You know, I want this table. I'm like, I'll make that table. You know, we're not spending that money. And I had no idea what I was doing then. But I went through, you know, the Anna White route.
Yeah.
And, you know, just did it. And I had, you know, a bag of Ryobi tools, and my dad, you know, bought me like a DeWalt circular saw or something, you know. But I mean, I think that's where it really started, where I was like, okay, I want to start building. Previous to my garage being like a wood shop, it was, I guess you could say like a motorcycle scooter shop. Like I worked on vintage bikes.
Oh, cool.
And so I like
That's so cool.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, so that was like originally when my wife was like, I guess I'll never.
Oh, thanks.
When my wife was like, I'll never park in the, you know, I'll never get to park in the garage again. It was because I think at that time, I had 8 vintage bikes, scooters and motorcycles. You know, and I went all in and like got, you know, a lift, and I had all the tools, and I built a lift to house, like I bought like I think it was like a 1970 BMW motorcycle, and it was all in pieces. And I was like, I'm going to put this together. And like, we did the whole shop, like put up walls and painted and everything. And I did that for a while. I had been doing that in Detroit too, like kind of working on scooters and just tinkering, and I'd build them and sell them, buy, sell, like that kind of stuff. And then I started building when my son was born. And so it was like half the shop was woodworking and half was motorcycles. And finally I was like, you know what? Motorcycles aren't really not really making me a lot of money. I'm really enjoying this more. So I just sold almost everything and converted everything over to, wood shop.
I'm just really imagining trying to keep these motorcycles like dust free while you're working too.
Yeah.
Like that had to be such a struggle.
It was hard. Yeah. Grease and wood,
grease and sawdust,
they don't
go
together.
No,
I had to keep everything covered, and there's just a lot of that. Like, what am I working on today? And like focused on one thing. Again, which was hard.
You seem like the type who goes all in when you're into something. Like you go into the deep end, and like just you learn everything about it and then execute.
I do. I very much am like that. I befriended I think it had to be maybe 10 years ago when we bought this house, and I had the old bikes. My flavor of bikes were vintage BMWs, and so I befriended this old Jewish BMW motorcycle mechanic, like this old dude. He was, I think, like 78 when I met him.
Wow.
His name was Seymour. Yeah. And Seymour and I would hang out on Saturdays, and we were like best friends. Like we hung out every Saturday. And we like hung out every Saturday, and just he taught me what he knew, and he helped me work on my bike. I brought some friends in, and he would show us how to do things. Like it was always fun. He was he was really cool. And that's where I learned a lot. So yeah, I do go all in. Like I will find people and make friends. I research. So it's true.
I noticed that when I was scrolling your page that you're friends with so many people. I was like, she's everywhere. Like, and I see like when I'm on Haven, like, everyone over there too. Like, it's like, you just are really good about that with connecting with people. Like you have a really large community, it seems.
Yeah, I think that's important. Like, I think that's, for me, at least, I think that's what it's about. It's, it's about the community. Like I want to know people. I want to be friends with them. I want to help as many people as I can. And I like, it's not like I can do much, but I can definitely use my platform to help as many people. And I love seeing what people make and create and what people are up to. Like, I think Instagram has done so much, at least I could say for me, for making to make friends and meet people. Like, I mean, I'm friends with Marylou, and then we realized that we had connection from outside people of all that, outside of all the maker world. Yeah. So it's like, I think it's such a small, you find out like it's such a small world too, even though like I have friends everywhere. Someone just recently was like, where'd you go on vacation recently? I'm like, well, I was on vacation. I had to drive to Kansas or wherever, somewhere over there. And I'm like, oh, then I visited a friend, and then I drove, blah, blah, I visited another friend. They're like, man, people everywhere. And I'm like, I really do. Like, and I do. And it's great. Like, I want to have good relationships with people. I think building those relationships is so important. And again, you learn so much from people, right? Like,
totally
you build these relationships across the board, DIY, woodworking, mechanics that I've, friended on here, like even companies. Like, I don't want to work with a company that I don't have a relationship with, So, I think it's important, and it's so easy. It doesn't cost anything,
Right.
So easy to just be nice to people.
It really does get you far if you just reach out and chat with them and start talking.
Yeah.
Get to know those contacts.
That's right.
Sometimes they're pretty cool, those people behind the accounts.
Some of them.
I'm finding more and more makers are behind the accounts now, which is really cool. Like
behind,
top
acrylics.
Yeah. It's neat.
Yeah, I remember what the first person that I knew was Adam. Lazy guy Adam. And I was like, wow, that's so weird. That's so cool that he can do that. Like it was just such a new concept back then.
Yeah.
But
seriously.
But that's awesome that you're doing it too. Like,
Yeah, he was one of my inspirations for doing that for sure. Like, oh, he's doing that well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then look how many connections you're making now, you know?
Oh, 100%.
And then it feels, I think, more like a real person too, once it gets out, you know, like, oh, I know that person. Like, I don't feel weird, you know, talking to them, or, you know, it's cool.
It was really neat. I was supposed to kind of be like silent and just kind of pretend I'm just team workbench con and stuff. But then eventually Kristen's like, if you want to do lives or if you want to do that, go for it. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you want me to
awesome.
be sure? That's cool. Yeah. And then Sabretooth's doing the same thing. So I'm like, okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's really cool to have people like let you be you, essentially, instead of just being the mysterious figure. Did you go to college for anything?
I went to college for graphic design. I left though. It wasn't for me.
No, yeah. But you went for art though. I like that.
Yeah. I went for art for a minute. A hot minute.
For a hot minute.
Hot minute. I got in trouble for exploring an abandoned prison, so I had to leave.
Dang.
You just went there just to have that cool story.
Was this in Detroit?
No, it was in Ohio, Columbus, Ohio. Back then they used to have this abandoned penitentiary, and we used to go explore it all the time. And then I wasn't doing my schoolwork, so they're like, you gotta go. So, and I was like, it's not for me anyways. So
yeah,
it's my story.
Yeah, I didn't want to go to college either. And I did like what would normally be 4 years and 3 years.
Oh,
and
nice.
So it was just like intense the whole time.
Oh, I bet.
And like I was like simultaneously partying, but anyway, it was just like a really intense time, and the whole time I wanted to just like dip out, but I knew how much I was like accruing in student loans, and I was like, I better get a degree after this.
Better make it worth it.
Fuck. Like,
right?
Yeah. And
now you're just paying them for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Well, like halfway through, I didn't want, because I went to school for filmmaking, and I didn't want to do it anymore because I just didn't like, I was very disenchanted with the industry. So I was like, I'll do rock and roll, which has, you know, historically been way nicer to people. But
especially women of color. I mean,
yeah, right. So, but I did finish, and like years later, it all kind of came back into play. Like I was thinking, I was watching like Laura Kampf videos and thinking, dude, I could totally do that. And I was just starting to get into woodworking at the same time. And I was like, this is cool. This seems like fun. Yeah.
Your passion always finds you again, though. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Like you can't hold it down. If it's burning inside, you got to do it.
Yeah. But I also don't feel like you have to do just like one thing all the time.
No.
Like,
right.
I think you should, like, you know, I go back to filmmaking, I go back to music, I go back to like painting sometimes, writing, like all those things. And I think sometimes like you're fed, like you should just stay on your one niche. And I don't know why this turned into my TED Talk. I'm so sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, that was deep. That was
good. We were here for it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, that's true. What am I doing? No, I think that's true though. Like,
I just think about like if you go back to like making a motorcycle, like building one from the ground up or something, like why not?
For sure. Yeah, I mean, I still have bikes, you know.
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you, do you? Like, how many do you have?
Yeah, I kept I have three. Okay. I kept I have a 67 Vespa scooter, a 67 BMW motorcycle, and then I have a newer, it's like my first new, like I bought it new motorcycle with a sidecar. That's like a 2018. So that's what I take my son to school in.
Really?
That's
so cute.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
Yeah, he loves it.
We need more of that content.
Yeah, I was like, where's the videos
on your stories? Excuse me.
I should. I have this really great video I should post of him. But yeah, he loves it. Every time he's like, "Can we take the motorcycle?" Yeah, okay, let's go.
Who wouldn't want that? Yeah,
right.
I know.
I
get all the other moms that are like, yeah, they're like, you're making it. What do they say? One mom, the last day of school, she was like, "You're it was like something about like making it hard for the rest of us or something like."
Because your kids all want to have a motorcycle now.
Yeah, because they all want. Yeah, they want their mom to pick them up on a motorcycle.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get the principal to take a ride with me, but yeah. So yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
What color is your Vespa?
Silver, like a dull.
Cool.
It's this original paints. It's all like patinaed and it's like a silvery color. Yeah, it's fun. I love it. It doesn't run right now. I need to make it run again. It's just in my shed. Who has time? I don't have time for it anymore,
Right. So much to do, so little time.
So little time.
It really starts to hit you as you get older. That really is true, though. Like,
yeah, especially when you have kids, because then it's like it's about them, and so then you're like, I really don't have time,
At 4:00, I have to stop and go up there and get to work with whatever they have to do. So yeah, I get it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Who did you make the giant spray can that's in your shop?
No, that was garbage picked.
That was garbage picked?
Yeah. Some other makers in Chicago, I helped them move out of their shop, and I don't even think they're on Instagram anymore. I honestly can't even remember their names. It's terrible. Wow. This was years ago, but they were like, "We need help moving our shop." So I showed up, me and some friends, and they're like, "We're getting rid of that." And I think they asked like, if you want, like, pick any of this stuff, and I'm like, I really want that painting.
It's
and
awesome.
I was like, did you guys make it? And they're like, no, we garbage picked it in Chicago. It was all I know is it's some Mexican artist that might have shown at this gallery, like an artist from Mexico. And I was like, even better. And I never found out, like, I tried to look it up, and I don't think the gallery is there anymore. So that's what made it harder. But
that's
yeah,
unfortunate,
it's
but
really
what a cool piece. Yeah, it stands out. Whenever I see one of your videos, I'm like, I want to see more of it.
I'll send you a photo of it.
Yeah,
it's really tall. It's 8 feet, and the bottom it's like a hand. So it's like spray can to like hand, and then it has this weird little like other little painting dangling. It's cool. Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool piece. Really lucky.
Yeah, that's something sweet to come home with. It's like good karma,
Right?
You went did a favor, and then you're like, yeah, look at this.
I know. It's in a good home now,
You should take a picture of it and then drop that picture into Google and see if anything comes up.
The Googles? Tell me?
Googles. Maybe. I don't know for sure, but it's worth a try.
Yeah. There's no signature or anything on it, but yeah. So yeah, thanks.
Well, it's cool. It's a cool shot piece. It makes everything more interesting. I don't know, when you have a little something else to look at.
Yeah. Besides my woodworking, right?
Well, besides just, lumber on the wall that we all have.
I know. I like
just
that
have
you keep your
space.
You keep your space real, artsy and colorful, and I like that. I like when
the basement's like this. The shop is not like this.
But I think that's what I mostly see then.
Yeah, that's why I live down here pretty much.
Yeah.
But soon I'll venture out there.
Yeah.
Not on those 90-degree days.
Oh my God, it's so hot. But I like to have a lot of art. I think it says a lot about like the person, but then also like it's inspiring for me, like to have that
for sure.
The first thing I did was read your sign back there, "Better Live It Up Now." I was like, I like that.
Yeah. That's from Smith Makes. Sent that to me.
Awesome. So the Fez tool, you love it, huh? How'd you get into all that? Like, just I know you've talked about it before. Yeah, I know. It's okay. I have problems too.
I'm okay with admitting that. I'm a fanboy. It's good.
I love it. I'm a fangirl of Sabretooth. Come on. There's some brands you just fall in love with. What made you like them? It's a quality thing.
Yeah, I think forever I was always trying to get, I was always trying to get like the deals on tools, and I would, buy cheap tools all the time. I didn't have much growing up, and that might be part of it too, but I didn't have much growing up. And, my grandfather was he was like OG DIY, so that's how I learned that. And then I married my wife, and she was like, why do you keep buying these cheap tools? And you got to go and buy another one. Like, I think that at that time it was like a belt sander. And I went through like another belt sander, or something. And she's like, why are you doing this? Like, just buy something good. Like research it or whatever. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I'm going to research it. She's like, you're so good at it with everything else, like with the house, with your bikes.
It's hard to spend money on yourself though. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh no, I don't have a problem with that.
Oh, I do. Okay. I'm sorry. I do. I do. I was raised by a very frugal Italian lady.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, now when it comes to like stuff like this, because I think I can put it in the mindset now, like I did with like motorcycles and things like it's investing in that, right? Like, and that's where I'm at now, where I'm like, well, I'm investing in myself. I'm investing in this business. Mm-hmm. I'm also investing for my, like, hopefully my legacy too. Like my son will be able to use these tools when he's older. I can pass these down. So I think that's like where it comes from. But I did really like fall in it with Festool. Like they're really good quality. They're also a really good company. Like from the very start, I got to get in with them from the very start. Like when I found out about them, a lot of people weren't using Festool yet in the DIY space. They were very like, this is professional. And we're not going to spend money marketing towards DIYers. And I didn't care. I'm like, well, they're safer. They're, 99% dust free, this and that. And so I took classes with them, and that's kind of how I got in with them. Cool. Because they used to offer training, and you could go and train in Indianapolis. So I did it and met, and I met the company, or I met a bunch of people. It's really cool because it's like it's a big company, but they still treat it like it's a small company. Like it's very family. And they used to do every year a Festool Connect. I think it was either like in Vegas or something. It was somewhere, but then they did it at their Indianapolis, at their headquarters here in the US, which is just outside of Indianapolis. And I got to go, and it was so fun. They had like all this German food. Everybody from the company was there. So I got to meet them, and Sedge and I became friends. We were friends before all of that, but that's kind of how it all started, where it was just, it was a really cool company. I liked what they were about, and their tools are awesome. Like it's the whole system. It just works really well. And like, I'm okay, investing and spending that money in it.
I just got a domino for the first time. And
did you a domino 500?
Maybe.
The smaller one?
Yeah. I don't remember because I bought it and then I packed my shop up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I haven't had a chance to use it. I did like open it and like kind of tested it on. Does it have a smell?
They do. Like Festool has like a smell. It's so good.
Interesting. Yeah.
You're like brand new Festool. Open that sustainer. Yeah.
Okay. I'm about to go sniff.
We got my dad's domino. Now I have to go smell it.
Yeah.
Pop over to the shop. It's gotta be new. I don't.
It's pretty new. I think he's tried it twice.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. It might still smell good.
That's so funny.
I'm a weirdo.
I'm just gonna go to Woodcraft and like smell.
Right? just here.
Can I just?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's your Festool? I'm gonna go sniff it.
No, we're good.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just me.
She's
I don't
be
know.
selling Festool smell like air fresheners for your car.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Good product
A
line.
Festool, like sustainer shape.
Eau de toilette.
Eau de toilette. That's funny.
It's probably like the smell of some cleaning product that you like.
I know, it's
probably just like hits you right.
No, it doesn't. It's just a good smell. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm not.
I think if there's anyone to trust on that, it's you.
Yeah.
So taking your word for it.
Man, I'm just letting you guys know how weird I am.
You act like you're not talking to some other weirdos, you know?
I'm acting like you guys. Yeah, I'm acting like you guys would already know too.
So this is equal playing ground here.
Right.
This is a safe space.
Yes.
It's just the three of us.
Yeah. Just us and that record button.
Right.
Exactly.
I say the most like ridiculous things on these, and I'm just like, when I'm editing, it's so hard to keep them in sometimes. It's like willpower not to edit out everything I say.
Oh, I
I'm
bet.
like, no, leave it in.
I bet.
It's a challenge.
Have you ever had anybody ask you to like edit something out?
Only one.
Like present.
Oh yeah,
present, and it was me.
No, I see. I didn't even count yours, even though like yours is a painful edit that we did recently, but that was both of our faults. We were just like talking and forgot that we were supposed to be like,
because we're like friends and we were just talking the way we would, but it makes for a not good podcast episode.
Yeah.
No, but I have, it was just one time. It wasn't bad though. You know, just sometimes we say things that we were like, oops. For the most part, I'll cut stuff out if I think it just doesn't like represent somebody well. I think I'm more nitpicky than people are. Plus, most people forget what you said after a podcast. Like you'll have no idea what we talked about today. You'll just remember that you talked about, the smell of Festool. That's all.
I know I'm gonna be all weird about that.
Yeah. She's telling me right now, this is where you're editing it.
Oh no, you can leave that in. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
How did you get into making things for other makers? It just naturally progressed there? Because I know you make a lot of push sticks and stuff.
I did. I made a lot of push sticks, a lot of squares. I do a lot of templates for other people. And I don't know how that came across. I think there was, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I felt like a lot of people at the time didn't have CNCs. Like it wasn't a big thing then, and so I had one and I wanted to learn about it more. So I sold them for really cheap. Like I probably didn't make any money, but I didn't care because I was trying to learn the program and learn the machine. So and I knew people like who doesn't want their logo on stuff, especially like previous to that, no one was doing anything like that. Like, stickers were like the big thing. But no one was thinking really outside of that, of like customizing. Like people were making push sticks to sell, but you had to buy, their design. And I didn't want that. Like, I was like, I wouldn't buy that, but I'd buy it if it had my logo on it, And then it just got crazy. People were like, can you make, a train with, smoke? And like people would get so wild and they're like, I want a lobster and I want, like crazy stuff. And I'm like, I'm making a push stick. So that's how it started. And then it just kind of went from there. Then I was like, there's a real market for this. For one, to make money.
Yep.
Because I'm about that, making that money.
Same.
And then two, for like helping other makers out and making, and again, like that falls back of like making and building those relationships and those connections of like, okay, what do you need? And, it would start out as like a push stick that's customized, but then from there it went even bigger. For a couple makers, I was making different templates and shipping templates out that they needed for whatever their cutting boards or for whatever project they were working on. And they're like, well, I can't make this. I need it to be repetitive. And again, I had the means to do it. So it just evolved from there. And then it was like squares because there was a need for that. And like, it just went from there.
It's smart. It's, I find that I have a lot of woodworkers who follow me, Yeah. So it just makes sense that if that's who your customer base potentially could be, then why not just dive into that?
Yeah, for sure. And I think, it's cool. Like I always think of somebody like Lizzie who makes signs, right? And she really got like into that of making logo signs, and like that's one of her first ones here behind me. And it's something that we could all do, right? Like we can all make our own signs, but it's to have one by her,
right,
that she's gotten so good at it. And so and she's really found her market too, right? The same, like hers are mostly woodworkers, so, and like people that want to support her. And I think, you know, again, that's building those relationships again, and finding those connections. But you know, there's a lot of guys out there that just don't get it, you know, and they're, you know, going around in circles trying to figure out like what they can make, or, you know, but it really is just like figuring out your market and figuring out where the need is.
Yeah, because it might not be that you have people who are local to you that are coming to you, or, you know, you're selling, like, is that like primarily what you're doing now, or have you transitioned to other things? Like, I know you have your Avid CNC. Are you doing, is that the one you've had the whole time, or did you have something different to start with?
Yeah, I used to have started out with an X-Carve, and there was like a long, like there was like a month of me battling this X-Carve, me against this X-Carve, and it was terrible. And I switched and got an iconic CNC. It was smaller, but it was all mobile, like it was all its own little thing. So it made it a little bit easier for me. And I had that for years, I think like 5 years. And then I got this Avid and got in with them. And this is a 5x5. So with this, I've been able to make obviously bigger things. And now I'm starting to get more local work because of it, because I can offer more services. Previous to this though, right? Like previous to this last maybe the last 2 years, all of my orders and like clients were from out of town. Like they were, you know, I shipped everywhere. So yeah, now I'm trying to get more local stuff, you know.
It helps with not having to worry about shipping. Like it's
just
so dreamy to create, to not have it ship, you know.
For sure.
And just be like, come pick it up.
Yeah.
It's ready. Come get it. Get this out of my shop.
Yeah.
So right now I'm making like these giant backdrops, which is hard in this space. But because it's nice out, you know, it's summer, I can kind of move stuff out that way and move stuff around. But yeah, so I'm doing like different backdrops for a local company, local balloon company. So yeah,
man, balloon companies are just killing it. I think I called it like a year and a half ago. And I was just like, because you just see them like these crazy arrangements they're doing, and then they need the woodworkers to help them with the, you know, so it's a match made in heaven. Everybody benefits off of those relationships. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm really hoping to get more jobs. It doesn't seem like there's anyone really local that's making these things. So everybody that I see, like at least on Instagram, they're all out of Texas and they ship. So now I'm trying to figure out, like, do I start like a little portfolio and start showing them more? Because a lot of the things I make, I don't really post on Instagram a lot. It's just, for me, it's just so much like the same. And I just get in it that I forget to photograph or make videos and make that content.
I think though, everybody who has repetitive products, they don't really post them often.
Yeah, like it's hard.
Yeah.
I would disagree with that though. Like there are some people that you're like, I'm really sick of seeing this in your content.
All right. So
you know who they are. There's some people that you're like, that's really ridiculous, you know? Like
how many more shots of that one thing can I see?
Yeah, like what, you know, yeah. But yeah, I should post more, but I don't.
So what's next for you? Like, where do you see Pink Soul Studios going?
I don't know. That's a great question. More of the same, hopefully, you know.
More of the same but bigger.
More of the same but bigger, yeah. I mean, I like where I'm at right now, you know. I get to pick and choose what I build. I still have to worry, you know, I'm a full-time mom, so you know, my son's, you know, comes first. And so right now we go back and forth on whether or not we're going to put him in school again or keep him home. He really wants to be homeschooled. But it's really hard to homeschool.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I'd get way too frustrated. Terrible. Yeah.
Yeah. We did it for half a year last year and then he went back. So we might do that again, or I don't know.
I enrolled my kid in optional summer school. That's how much I'm like, Go to school, little children. Go to school.
Yeah. I wish I could. I just started taking him to camp this week, and he's like, it's like pulling teeth out of him, you know. It's like, I don't want to go. So, yeah, we'll see. But I don't know where this is gonna go. Yeah, it's a great question, Marylou.
I like that you called it studios, though. Like it can go wherever you want it to go.
It's exactly why I did that. Like, you know. Plus, it rolled off the tongue better, right? So studio is not so woodworking. Like it doesn't work.
Yeah. For sure.
No, it's true. Woodworking is a harsh word. Like
it really
doesn't roll off the tongue. I like designs. I'm
Designs
happy with that.
Good.
I mean, I was Marshan Woodworking before this, so I did have that generic name before this. I'm not good at naming things. Naming things is hard.
That's all right. It's all right.
I agree. Naming things is hard.
It is.
Naming things is hard.
Yeah. I struggle as well.
It's a big decision. Like I had to name 2 new podcasts at once. I named them the same thing, just changed the front word. Like
it works, though. It works.
It does. It does. But I was just like, what do I do?
It works. It works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to go with the decision and just ride it out.
I go back and forth on if I should change my name too. So
what are you thinking about changing it to?
I don't know what I would, but sometimes I'm like, was Pink Soul like good? Like, do people like? I know, I feel like the pink is really, you know, what is that? What is that word? People are afraid of it, you know. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I think like, was it a good call?
Do you think it makes people think that you're making a certain kind of thing, and that's what you don't like about it?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Something like that.
That's kind of what's cool about it, though. Like, if I just saw your name, I would think not what you are. Like,
right,
something else.
That's
and
what
then I see your content.
With. Yeah.
And then I see your content. I'm like, this is dope, though. Like, I actually really like this all, and I like the name behind it. And it's like a standout. Like, you stand out,
right.
And both in personality and just the name.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I go back and forth. I don't know. My wife's like, no, you should keep it. You just got to keep it. You know, like, you've had it for so long. I mean, it is my name. Like, Pink Soul is literally a translation of my name. So my first name, Alma, means soul, and Rosa, my middle name, is Pink. So, but I always feel like I have to explain that, you know, when people are like, Pink Soul, I'm like, yeah, it's Pink Soul. Like, I make stuff.
Like, yeah, bitch.
I make stuff. Yeah, come at me. Try me.
Accept it. It's my name.
Has hearts always been part of it too? Like, I love the heart, the arrow through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always, you know, for years I've had, like, for some reason, hearts stood out. So back when, you know, in my 20s, when I did the whole art thing and paintings and were in galleries, hearts were like my theme. So almost all of my paintings were of some sort of anatomical heart of some sort.
That's fun.
Yeah, so it just always stuck with me, like I said, for years. And I just always had this vision of like cutting a log and like seeing, like, it would be so cool to see that grain, and if it were a heart. So that's where that came from. And then just like in like going back to my art days, I wanted to bring that part of it too.
Yeah, carry it on. That's cool.
Yeah.
Your logo has always stood out to me. I love it.
Yeah.
I would hate to see it change, but if you don't feel like it,
likewise,
it fits you.
We support you no matter what you
Yes,
decide.
exactly.
Thanks, guys.
But
You're
it
the
is
best.
a dope logo.
Thank you.
I can see why your wife doesn't want it to go away.
I know. She's always like, no. Upper management, as I call her.
Right. That's cool.
I think it's fun that she pushes you, though. Like, she's the one who drove you to trying the different tools and, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Taking care of that.
Yeah, for sure.
That's cool.
Yeah, for sure. She doesn't just, you know, stand by. She has no interest in like the building. Like, she would never come out here and help me. And I'm always like, look at all these couples and how well they do. And like, they like help each other out and look at their accounts are doing well and like tag teaming, you know, like see all these great, you know, couple accounts. And she's like, yeah, I'm gonna be up in the bed playing some video games with our kid. You go do what you do, you know, like
Right.
We're married to the same person.
right. But she'll give me a list of like what, you know, she wants to do at the same time.
I mean, why do you think I'm making a technodrome right now? That's not for me.
Right. Right.
That's for the one who keeps poking me with the list. And then today I told him that Total Boat was sending me some epoxy. He goes, oh, now what could you make me with epoxy? I'm like, seriously, like it was instant. Like that's where his mind went. He's like,
right. Does he ever say like, does he ever do the thing where they're like, oh, this is so cool. Can you see if they'll send that to you? Like random company. And you're like, my wife does that all the time. Like, no, I really want one of these. Can you see if they'll send you one? I'm like, what? How? Why would they send me one? That's nothing to do with what I do, you know? Like, she's like, well, I don't know. Like, people will send you stuff, though, right? Like, just ask them. Just ask them.
He told me that part of me becoming full-time maker is that he has to become a kept husband. So that I need to get on it because he needs the finest things. Like
right,
for Atlanta, like he's like, we're not first class. What's with that? We got to work on this for next year. You can't be having this. I'm like, oh my God, you're ridiculous. Like
that's awesome.
Yes. Yeah. Oh,
Get
he would love to be just taken care of. Be good.
Oh, sure.
That way he can hang out and play video games, you know? It's important.
Right on.
Yeah. Too funny.
That's awesome.
Thanks for coming out. I know we really didn't talk about anything because that's what happens, but I like that.
I mean, I hope it was okay.
I loved it.
I did too.
I mean, this was awesome. I will hang out with you guys anytime.
I know. Likewise. Just tell me when.
So I'm glad you had fun. Yeah, I just like to chill.
Yeah.
I am pre-recording like almost a month ahead, so I'll let you know when it's gonna come out. But yeah, I've just been gearing up episodes just so I don't have to worry about it when Haven happens.
Right on. That's smart though.
Yeah.
Hustling.
This is how I survive.
Beast mode.
Planning.
Get that hustle on, girl. Come on.
I did 2 podcasts today.
Actually, you guys are both really inspiring in that way, where like I see you guys like going hard all the time, and when I'm feeling like at a 2, I'm like, no, I want to be like them. I want to be at a 10.
Call us. You call us up. We will hype it up.
Yeah.
You know, we're in your, and I don't want to call you out on your age, but 40, right? You're 40?
Sure.
40. Oh, so you're older than 40. Okay. But like, it takes a while to get to that.
I like you.
It takes a while though to get that confidence. You know what I mean? Like to go and to do those things. I feel like the older I get, the better I am at pushing myself to that next level. And like, I'm the shy girl who wouldn't even order her food at a restaurant. Like I'd make my sister order it for me. And now I host podcasts, you know, like
get it.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I would agree. Like after 40, you're like, no fucks.
Yeah.
Like,
you
for real.
really isn't.
Marylou, how old are you?
I'm 33.
Yeah, you got some years, but you're there with the no fucks.
Yeah, I don't really care what people think.
Yeah,
it's just me, you know. Like I'm in competition with myself,
which is harder.
I say it's a much harder fight. Yeah,
it is. Yeah, it is because you know I can easily say like, "Damn, bitch." Get it together. But she doesn't.
She don't listen.
Yeah, she don't. But she's cute.
She don't give any fucks either.
She doesn't. She really doesn't. Yeah.
It's got to be hard though, trying to get all of that going on when you're dealing like she had her car issue she just got over with, and like not having your shop, like that's a lot. Like I like at Makers Camp I was freaking out. It had been like 2 days since I painted. I'm like, I haven't painted in 2 days. This is not cool. I don't like it. Like I was literally like ooh, I was like itching. So I can't even imagine.
Speaking of Makers Camp, are you guys going to Makers Camp? You're not, huh?
Probably
you
not.
Are?
I am. I'll be carving for Sabretooth and their tent.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. With Sadie.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Sadie's going too?
Yep.
Well, that's cool. All right. That's my road dog, Sadie.
There you go.
I always hang out with her at, well, I think it was at a couple of WBCs we hung out.
That's where I ran into you. You guys were hanging out at a table.
Yeah. We always end up like finding each other. So I'll be at Maker Camp.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited. Sort of.
Not
after talking to Marylou, I was so excited, but
for the accommodations, let's be honest, it's not the most fun. And I'm not even staying at the resort. They have us staying at the sister, like the place down the street.
Oh,
really? Is it nicer?
It's better.
They say it's nice. They just got remodeled, but then I'm like, but what are the standards?
But what's your nice? Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you consider nice?
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
We rented an RV. So
did you?
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
Nice.
Tiff offered to let me stay in her U-Haul.
I'm gonna get a U-Haul. I go, come on, fly over, just sleep in the U-Haul. It's cleaner than a freaking room.
It probably is the sad truth.
I feel like it's a great offer.
I feel like it's a great offer too. I just don't know.
Who knows? I might sleep in the U-Haul. We'll see how this goes. I'm like, peace, Sadie. I'm going to sleep in the U-Haul now.
Yeah.
It's rough. What are you going there for? Are you going just to hang out, or are you actually doing something?
No, just hanging out.
That's even better. Freedom.
Yeah. I was gonna help wall control stuff. Stephanie asked me, but then I never heard back, so I'm not sure if they're still doing it or. But no, Luke and I are gonna drive out. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we'll drive out and then we.
For you?
Oh shit! I think it's like 11 or 12 hours, maybe longer. I don't even know. But it'll be both of us. We can switch off, and then we rented this RV to stay in, so should be good.
That's gonna be a hell of a car ride.
It's gonna be crazy.
You seem like you enjoy road trips.
I do. I just did like a 11-hour road trip. 2 weeks ago.
What is it?
I never did. I don't know. I don't want to fly right now. So there's that.
I feel you.
And I just, especially by myself, I just like being alone and like driving, listening music. I'll call people.
I make the best phone calls when I'm driving on a long distance.
Yeah.
It's so peaceful. Get all my stuff done.
I think it's somewhat relaxing. I think I usually run into a hiccup like on my way home. Like then I'm like, I just want to get there, I just want to get back home. But going places is always easier. My son is actually really good at road trips too.
Really?
So he's always in. Yeah, it's really, he went with me on this trip and we did 2,800 miles in 1 week. Just driving, kind of in the Midwest, Kansas City, Oklahoma, like all that. So, it was fun. So, I like road trips.
All right, ladies. Well, I'm going to go. Have a lovely night. Thank you so much.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. This was awesome.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me on, Tiff.
Welcome.
Bye.
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 All right. I hope you enjoyed getting to know Alma a bit more and hanging out with me and Marylou. If you want to support the show, head on over to patreon.com/makerconversations and join in. I give early releases and honestly, I think I'm going to have a Patreon episode coming up soon. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to be sending out an invite to everybody who is a patron and see if they want to join me, because I thought it'd be fun to hang out with those who are supporting the show. So if you want to get in on this, it'll probably be episode 25. So let's get excited and let's get that booked. All right. Have a great day. Bye.